What is up? What is up? What is up, everyone? How y'all doing tonight? Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know if my sound is good. Give me just a second, y'all. Hold on. Sound good. Okay, cool. What's going on, everyone? As y'all know, we had a crazy day today in the SWAC, to say the least. Yeah, so y'all know we got some games going on tomorrow. We got FAMU going up against UNC, and then we also have the SWAC MEAC Challenge tomorrow. But there was some bad news that came out of FAMU. A lot of the players are ineligible to play in the game, and one of their players is one of their star players, NFL draft prospect Isaiah Land. Um, this was very shocking news. It shocked everybody. I know it shocked me, but give me just a moment here. Well, it's all over the ESPN ticker, so it may be some truth. Oh yeah, it's definitely true. It's definitely true from what I've been hearing. But yeah, I'm gonna give y'all an opportunity to call in, get your thoughts out. Um, Swabo, someone told me 20. I gotta be drunk. Right. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. I can't believe something like this happened like the day before the game. Things like this, you would think you would know something like this a week out, or like a few days before the game, at least, not the night before. And I could just only imagine how those players felt, getting that news that they won't be able to play. I'm pretty sure they were heartbroken because you practice all season, you go hard and practice all off season for this moment, and then the day before the game, you get this kind of news. Crazy. They out. Oh hell no. And then so they saying that only 7 offensive linemen would be playing. That's the crazy thing about it. Like, how you gonna have just 7 offensive linemen? Because linemen get tired. So you're gonna need to be able to rotate those guys out. So I don't know. I just hope that they don't go on national TV and get throttled. And you putting players at risk. These players can get hurt. So I'm not gonna waste any more time talking to y'all about it. I'm gonna let y'all call in. I'm gonna open up the phone line so y'all can call in. Hold on just a second. Cause I know y'all wanna sound off about it. So I'm gonna let y'all do that. Give me just a moment, y'all. All right, phone number is on the screen, 657-390-4814. The phone lines are open. Y'all can call up. Let us know what you think, man. I think this is terrible. Terrible news, man, for the whole conference, really, because it makes the whole conference look bad. So hopefully this doesn't happen to any other schools. Hopefully all the other schools got their ducks in a row, and we won't be getting any kind of bad news like this from any other schools. All right, give me just a moment, y'all. What's going on, Carly? You live? Talk to me.
This is Gabriel. What's going on, Buzz?
What's going on, Gabriel?
Man, I tell you what. When I heard the news today, I'm pretty sure I'm like a whole lot of people who was in just total disbelief. Now I want Jackson State to beat FAMU, but not like this. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, 20 players, man, and they say I think 4 of them will be. I think they're going to be out a few weeks, but the rest of them possibly out for the whole season. That's not good.
Yeah, it isn't.
And then from what I understand, the compliance department, they only have one person, man. One.
Yeah,
To run the whole school. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I have a hard time believing that they can't find any multiple people that'll take that job, because you could pay somebody $40,000 a year to do that job and they'll do it. Especially a new grad, somebody that just graduated, to get that on their resume, they'll do that job.
Right.
So they can easily find people to do those jobs. So
because man, you need a staff.
Yeah,
that person needs a staff, because like you say, the band has like 300 people in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you talk about the athletic department. Basketball, football, baseball, softball. You feel what I'm saying? How are they going to regulate all of that? One person.
Right. But I'm gonna get to some more callers. I want you to call in later, Gabriel.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks.
Hey, is Mr. Ford coming in tonight?
Oh yeah, he'll be on.
Okay, cool. So I call him and get on.
All right. What's going on? Caller, you live. Talk to me.
All right. What's up, man? Hey, check this out, man. I'm EA, man. I'm doing it sometimes being chat, be trolling sometimes. I love FAMU, but I'm dead serious tonight, man.
Go ahead.
I'm a former student athlete, and I'm telling you, I'm pissed as hell, man. I'm a high. I give at least $5,000 a year to the athletic department, and one of the things, man, that myself, a lot of other guys who've been deeply committed to this university, especially athletics, were harping on this from back in the spring when they fired the AD. We were trying to tell to the president, the interim AD, listen, man, we've always had problems with having the players certified APR, and we were telling we had this issue going all the way back to 2019. We played the first game against Central Florida. We had about 4 or 5 guys that had to sit out. Even in the OBC last year, one of our star players, Savion Williams, had to sit out because of certification. So what happened was we ended up losing one of the top people in APR. His name was Kentrell Kearney. He was really good at what he did. He left as soon as Gaucher left. So we was like, hey, man, this is going to be a problem. We have all these transfers coming in, and this is the issue that pops up again. Man, I'm sick of this bullshit.
Let's try not to curse. Let's try not to curse on the stream.
Okay, man. I apologize, but this is what makes you pissed off. The president is already up in North Carolina right now, hobnobbing with the UNC faithful, talking and all that stuff. He has no idea what the hell is going on with his own university. So now he has to get word now that we can't even have guys eligible. That's the disconnect that we're talking about, man. We're taking a ban up there, all this other stuff, and for those kids to have to go out here and put themselves at jeopardy for this $450,000. Come on, man. Think about the quarterback. We have two of the main offensive linemen that's there, 2 tackles. They're not going to even be there. So you put this man career in jeopardy, sending him out there like that. But this is the bull crap, man, that goes on at FAMU, and it gotta get stopped right now. And as much as I bleed orange and green, until something seriously happens for this to get addressed, it's going to continue to go on and on. It's happening right now with our AD search. We pay $60,000 to go and get a search committee to give us top candidates for the job. We have our own search committee come up with their own top 3 people that are locally that they're going to go ahead and put in the job anyway. That's $60,000 that could have been going towards compliance to hire somebody. But that's the bull crap, man, that we continue to do over and over again. And, man, you're sick of this mess, man. This is embarrassing, not only for HBCUs, it's embarrassing for the SWAC. And now you want to sit there and go, here it is, man. I go out all the time talking to young kids about, hey, man, you need to come back to the HB. I went to it. Everybody else, man, your granddaddy went to it. Your dad went there. You need to come to an HBCU. Man, you go on these kids now face and talk about that with this kind of stuff right here still going on. It's embarrassing, man.
It's crazy.
But nobody wants it. Everybody on that campus want to play hush hush. And I have to be honest with you, man. For Willie Simmons, man, get the hell out of there. Just leave. It's embarrassing. Let me tell you how. I'll be off. I'm gonna say this and I'm gone. This happened to him all the way back in 2004. He loved FAMU so much that he tried to transfer back to FAMU from Clemson to play his last year. He goes all the way through training camp and gets a few days out. They tell him, "Hey man, we gonna move up to FBS. You can't come here." You know how crazy that is. So to relive that over and over again, man, get the hell up out of there. I'm sorry I have to say it like this, but that's just what's going on, man. And I'm sorry for cursing, but I mean I'm tired of this bull crap, man. I'm tired of it.
I feel you, man. I feel your passion. We appreciate the call. Let me get to some other callers. Thank you for calling.
All right, bro.
All right. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hello?
What's going on? You live? Talk to me.
Yeah, I'm calling because as all HBCUs at this point, FAMU are our enemies on the field, but this hurts all of us.
Try to talk into your phone for me because you sound kind of muffled.
Okay. Hold on just a minute and make sure I have
Yeah, you sound better now.
Okay. What I was saying, this hurts FAMU, but it also hurts all of us, all HBCUs.
Right.
Because FAMU is not the only one having the problem. But here's the deal. The kids knew, I'm sure, and they couldn't have even checked for the starters or anything before they put them on a bus to go.
Right. I mean, it's a mess the whole way around. Some people not doing their jobs. I mean, we can't really cover it up because there's no excuse for this stuff not to be known days prior to this. It shouldn't be. You shouldn't find this stuff out the day before the game. You know, when you have a job like that, you got to be on top of this stuff constantly. You can't let deadlines go through and stuff. And I know, and I sympathize with them because I know it's hard. I know you got a lot of players, you got a lot of pieces moving. So I know it's a hard job, but you got to stay on top of stuff like that. So you won't be getting embarrassed. So you won't be an embarrassment to your school and to the conference because with the momentum HBCUs have right now, this is not the kind of press we need. We're trying to get these 4- and 5-star guys to come to these schools.
Yeah.
We can't be looking like this out here. But I appreciate
you know what now?
Go ahead.
Isaiah Lands, his name is all over.
Yeah.
Social media.
Yeah. And you know, they was talking about him on Sports Center. You know, so they're giving him his attention that he needs to, you know, to be ready for the draft. And something like this happened. This is terrible. It's terrible. This is like the worst case scenario for him right now because I can just imagine how he feels, you know.
Yeah, I feel for him. I really do.
Yeah. But I appreciate the call. I'm gonna get to the next caller. Thank you for calling.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, this is Mr. Ford. How you doing?
What's going on, Mr. Ford?
All right. I didn't get the news. I'm like one of your callers. I didn't get the news until maybe 6 o'clock. I had a hectic day at school today, and I went over with my in-laws, and somebody called me and said, "Did you hear about FAMU?" I said, "What about FAMU?" They said, they got 20 boys ineligible. And so I said, okay, hold on. I went to my phone, and there it was. CNN had it all covered. And let me just say this to Kofi Hemingway. You've been like a biblical prophet. You called it. You said it was going to happen, that this man was going to embarrass the school, and he's done it. I heard Wally Williams, like your caller said earlier, I heard Wally Williams call it. He said it, that if they didn't make a move, that this man was going to embarrass the school. I want to challenge each and every one of you before I start my diatribe to put in the name of Allison Posey. She is the sports director of Channel 27. I think it's an ABC affiliate. She's been on Twitter and she's been on there all day giving you play-by-play of what's going on at FAMU. Let me just say this. And for me, I'm not going to get emotional. I'm a person I'm not a graduate of FAMU. I grew up 50 miles from Florida A&M. I saw Coach Alonzo J. Gaither. I saw the Rudy Hubbard era. I saw the Billy Joe era. I know a lot about FAMU. Let me see how I'm going to start this off. First and foremost, I want to say to the FAMU students, FAMU graduates, you deserve better. And I'm going to ask you to do something. And the reason I'm going to ask you to do this because this is pure malfeasance. This is what this is. This is malfeasance. I'm going to ask you to call, to email, to text, to even go to the Florida A&M campus. And I'm asking you at this point to ask that President Larry Robertson step down as president of Florida A&M immediately. Not 4 days from now, not 3 days from now, immediately. Now, you had a caller who put it, this is ridiculous. You put these kids in danger. You're talking about you going to play a school with some of the top talent in the country. I told y'all the other night, North Carolina has talent. They have been underachieving. You remember, SWAC, you remember me talking about that?
Yeah, I remember.
They got athletes up there. You're talking about a Power 5 school. Yes, they are a basketball school, but Mac Brown is a football coach. This is ridiculous. And like, I think that was Miss Drusilla, was that Miss? This is embarrassing for the students of Florida A&M, the graduates of Florida A&M. This is embarrassing for the SWAC. This is embarrassing for people who love black college football. Like some people like to say, fam, you got one of the most storied histories in all of college football, not just HBCUs, but all of college football. And for this to happen, I'm going to say this again and I'm going to let it go. And if you got any questions for me, I'll take them. Not 2 days from now, not 3 days from now, I need for the FAMU nation, the students, the graduates, the lovers of that university, I need you to call in, I need you to email, and if possible, I need you to go to the campus, and I need you to ask for President Larry Robertson's resignation immediately. Now, if they got any questions for me, I'll take them.
All right, hold on, this segment's full. Also, the phone lines are open, y'all. If y'all want to call in, 657-390-4814. If y'all want to call in and be on the show. Also, make sure y'all hit the like button. Let's hit the like button so we get the stream out to more people. So make sure y'all hit the like button. It's very important. We got over 200 people in here. We should be at least at 150 likes by now. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. But Mr. Ford, so with things like this, because I don't know the interworkings, I'm not an expert in the interworkings of the, the athletic department like that. But a compliance officer, like, so do they have deadlines before they have deadlines to get all this information in, right? So this
You
is
are
not
absolutely correct. Listen, all this proves is two things. Number one, this man, Mr. Larry Robinson, he doesn't care about Florida A&M, and he definitely doesn't care about Florida A&M athletic department. Let me tell you something. One of the most complex things in an athletic department on the collegiate level is that compliance department. To be honest with you, at the Power 5 schools, those people who are dealing with compliance, most of them are lawyers. That manual is like 1,500 to 2,000 pages. That's not something you play with. And to say that you had one person dealing with compliance, that's why I'm telling you, this is malfeasance. It's got to start at the top. The first thing, and the only thing right now is, Dr. Larry Robinson has to resign. We can't get around that. I'm telling you now, not 2 days from now, not 3 days from now, immediately, he has to go. And this is what I'm calling on the FAMU students, the alumni, the people who love FAMU. You got to demand this immediately now.
All right, let me
listen. Let me tell you.
Go ahead, Ms. Ford. Go ahead.
I want you to listen to me very carefully. About 2 years ago, 2 summers ago, I'm sitting here watching every day. Florida A&M, I think it was the prior AD and coach Willie Simmons. They came here to Atlanta. Those people gave them thousands of dollars. They went to Chicago, Illinois. Those FAMU graduates gave them thousands of dollars. They went to Houston, Texas. FAMU graduates gave them thousands of dollars. They went to Washington, D.C. FAMU graduates gave them thousands of dollars. They went to Orlando, Florida, Miami, Florida. FAMU graduates gave them thousands of dollars. They don't deserve this. They don't deserve this.
You're right about that.
I say ask for his resignation immediately. Not Sunday, not Monday, now.
You're right about that, Ms. Ford. Let me get another call in here. Hold on, Ms. Ford. What's going on, caller? You live. Talk to me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Can y'all hear me all right?
Yeah, you good.
Hey, my condolences to FAMU Nation. I'm a Tennessee State fan, but when this kind of thing happens, it happens to all of us.
Right.
Okay? And Mr. Ford might remember this. He's got pretty good memory. I called in on another platform last year, and I tried to explain to a certain individual the way things are. And I say again, the reason why HBCUs are in the situation that they're in is because they're ran by females and beta males. The same people who walk around the concourse and hang out there in the tailgate area, those same people who later on get their masters, double masters, and PhDs, become administrators, provosts, and so on and so forth. But they never built an affection for the sports that's taking place, whether it be football, basketball, whatever. And that's why you have malfeasance, as Mr. Ford says, like you had, because our counterparts, yeah, they hang out in tailgate area and all that too. But they go in there and they cheer their butt off and lose their voice.
Right.
Okay.
Go ahead and finish your point. I'm gonna try to get some other calls in here. Go ahead and finish your point.
And what I'm saying is translated to later on when they become provosts and so on and so forth and academic administrators, the passion for the game, and that's where they take extra care. Okay? But this is just an example of the kind of BS that goes on because you have beta males and females who don't give true crap about what goes on with the athletics. Okay? And that's the deal.
All right. Thank you for the call.
Keep it here.
All right. Let me get the next caller. Appreciate the call. So we're gonna try to keep it. We're gonna try to keep it short tonight because we're gonna probably gonna have a lot of people calling in tonight, y'all. What's going on, Caller Live? Talk to me.
Hey, I was just wanted to say I appreciate what y'all doing on the scene on the HBCU stuff. I watch y'all all the time. But I just want to say something quick on the note about FAMU. FAMU, basically, Willie Simmons, he doing the best he can to try to get them boys to get the spotlight, especially Isaiah Lynn. He a good player, but the administration is really messing them up. And that's really what the HBCUs is really doing. Like right now, the administration is kind of messed up right now, and they got to get it fixed up. But I hope everything go right and stuff, and I hope them players can play next week and stuff like that. But it's kind of messed up that they can't play in the UNC game.
Right. I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. Appreciate the call. Let me get to the next caller. Thank you for calling.
Yep.
All right. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Hey, SWAC Bud. So I got a question, man. This is wrong from Charlotte. So, I was reading an article, the state of Florida recently awarded FAMU $70 million additional, like new money, for their budget for the year.
Yeah.
I know FAMU, their endowment is pretty much the largest in the SWAC. And I understand, endowments are earmarked for specific purposes, but FAMU definitely has the largest operating budget, not only in the SWAC, but probably among most HBCUs. And I just, given that they've been having consistent athletic issues as far as compliance, really going back to when I was an undergrad, in the early 2000s, this issue didn't, of course, start with the current president. There seems to be like a systematic issue within the institution. And for those of y'all who follow FAMU, even when they were in the MEAC, for quite some time, over the last 2 years, they faced NCAA violations. They had postseason bans, scholarship reductions, et cetera. And this was, if I'm not mistaken, prior to Larry Robinson taking the helm. And I know they've had a lot of different ADs over the last 20 years, but I just feel as though they have the money to be able to earmark for like this $70 million new dollars they got in addition to their budget. Like no one at the institution was able to earmark some of that to pay for the salaries of maybe 4 or 5 new compliance officers. Like especially given the hot water that they had just come out of a couple of years prior with NCAA,
right.
It's just not making any sense, especially for an institution with the academic profile that FAMU has. I'm not trying to throw shots at any other school, but, FAMU, I guess our expectation for them is a bit higher, given they're a comprehensive institution with so many highly ranked, departments and et cetera. But it's like athletics is like the one thing that they just can't kind of get over that hump. And it's so odd to me. They got the funds to pay for the salary and they've got the wherewithal. Well, why isn't it getting done?
Well, can I say this? Let me
go
say
ahead,
this.
Ms. Ford.
There was this issue at Southern, and it was during most of the Dawson Odom's era down there in football. They did have an APR issue. It was also an issue at Jackson State, especially during the Comity years. But I believe that under the lady president that you had that was fired, I believe, wasn't it straightened out under her? What was that, Dr. Myers? Yeah. I think that was an APR issue under the Comity years, and I think she put in place a program to straighten it out. Isn't that right?
Yeah, and the way she got that program instituted was the NCAA allotted a certain amount of grants for limited resource institutions. So, and that's another point I don't understand. Like, if Jackson State got that grant and they laid out this blueprint really for all of our schools to pretty much follow to increase this APR, I don't understand like why we're still having these same compliance type issues with APR.
Well, let me add this though. You got us. I've said this over and over. SWAC Buzz, I've said this. It starts in the president's office.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of this stuff is going on at FAMU because they don't care. And I make the argument tonight from what has happened, what has transpired today. This man, Larry Robinson, first of all, doesn't give a damn about FAMU. and we know he don't care nothing about that athletic program. And so the first move that has to be made, he's got to resign. Now, I know you say that this might have been an issue before he came in, but we got to start right here. He's got to resign. That's the first thing. That we can't go this man cannot, we can't go any farther with him. He's got to resign immediately, tonight. He's got to resign. He cannot, you don't subject a school like that. Listen, when you look at Black history in the last 150 years, one of the strengths of the Black community has been them HBCUs. We can't let this man do this to us. Listen, and I'm going to say this again, to the FAMU graduates, to the FAMU students, you better than this. You got to ask for his resignation immediately. I know that it might be a problem that was before him, but we got to start somewhere, and it starts with him. He's got to go. He's got to go tonight.
Let me ask both of y'all this question.
Go ahead.
Do we need to hold the SWAC office accountable as well? Because I know with the ACC,
I think that they need to get involved. Yeah, they need to get involved.
I asked because, the ACC and other conferences, they have a deadline. I believe it's August 1st. All the paperwork has to be turned in, for compliance, situations. And I'm just like, does the SWAC even have that type of deadline? Are they, in the trenches with all member schools to make sure everybody is good? So I'm just kind of like, we can't stop the FAMU. The SWAC has to be held accountable as well.
Yeah, they should.
Listen, if Dr. McClellan is not on this situation, I'm going to be looking at him side-eyed too.
Yeah.
If he's not on top of this, if he's not making calls tonight about this, and this is a SWAC member school, I'm going to be looking at him side-eyed too. This is ridiculous.
Yeah,
like I think it was Miss Drusilla said, this is a slap in the face of all Black people who love our institution. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, so with the deadline issue, we need some clarification on that, because if anybody work a job, if you don't reach your deadline, what happens. You get fired. So somebody needs to be held accountable for what happened. This is an embarrassment to the whole conference. You can't have stuff like this happening. And then it's a Black school. They already think the worst anyway. So you can't give people ammunition to talk down against HBCUs. So we can't have stuff like this happening. But Jerome, I'm gonna get some more calls. Go ahead and finish your point. I gotta get some more callers. I got other callers calling in. Go ahead and get to finish your point.
Yeah, I was talking to a couple of compliance folks earlier today, and they were saying it's kind of multi-layered, not just with FAMU, but a lot of our schools. As we see all these FBS transfers into our schools, we got to remember that quite a few of these kids, they're coming from PWIs that offer, to be honest, a lot of bogus courses. And a lot of those quarterbacks, they can say, oh, I'm getting a scholarship to go to Alabama A&M or Jackson State or FAMU. But we got to remember, a lot of those courses are not transferable over to our schools because they were pretty much bogus, courses. And I wish he could call in and kind of give more insight, but that's another kind of uphill battle that, some of our athletic departments are fighting as well.
All right. Thank you for the call. Get to the next person.
That's another kind of uphill
What's going on, Carly Live? Talk to him.
SWAC Buzz, Mr. Ford, it's Yusuf from Phoenix.
What's going on, Yusuf?
How are you?
Doing great.
Not much. I'm gonna make this short. I saw the news on YouTube, some news channel, and they were saying that the players could be ineligible for the rest of the year. My question is, what is, after this game, what is FAMU gonna do for the season? And how can the players, I don't know what the players is going to do, but they're talking about the rest of the year. That you can't have a team with 7 linemen. I don't know. So that's my questions for Mr. Ford.
Did you want me to deal with the SWAC? Or you
let me just say this real quick. This would be a death sentence to FAMU's program this year. If that happened, if they're gonna lose all those players for the rest of the year, they can hang it up for this season. There's no way they could be competitive this season, and that's gonna be very embarrassing. But go ahead, Mr. Ford. You can answer.
We have to take one day at a time, and the most important thing now is that we have to make a change at the top of the school. President Robson has to resign, and then we'll go from there. We'll deal with all of that about the team,
when I heard,
and all that. But the number one
when
thing
I heard
now
the news,
President Robson must resign immediately. He has to resign immediately.
Go ahead, Yusuf.
When I heard the news, I thought of you first, Mr. Ford. I was like, Mr. Ford was right. Mr. Ford was right. He said the AD and the president, if you don't have a relationship, then that's it. That program is not going to be successful.
And this is why I tell people all the time, one of the things we can't do in America, we're not supposed to play up black people. But I've said over and over, President Hudson and AD Ashley Robinson right now are on a genius level.
Thank you for the call, Yusuf.
I've said it over and over. Nobody wants to give them credit, but everybody wants to give Dion credit, and I don't have a problem with that. But I'm just telling you that all of this greatness and all of this stuff happening for Jackson State right now, this came out of the minds of AD Ashley Robinson and President Hudson.
True. Let me get the next caller. Hold on just a second. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Yes. What's going on, man? It's Larry, man. I appreciate you taking my call. I just wanted to say a couple things and try to say it fast. First of all, man, I hate that probably in Isaiah's mind, he's probably thinking it's another obstacle, man. It's like I decided to stay for this, and I just hope, man, that we get great minded people like that caller Jerome that knows about the APR and Mr. Ford and people that we know that, if we get some people in these HBCUs, the facilities, in our programs and our administration offices that can think and know stuff like that. If you know and you can use a platform to help us and move us forward, that will help all of us. And like I said, having people like-minded like that want to move forward and want to move better, and not only that, they know what it takes to stay, applicable to the NCAA and to get over those obstacles. And like I said, another thing, Sweat Buzz, how you were just so right about, giving these people fire, whether they black or white, especially other platforms to sit up here and say something about us when they didn't even attend the HBCU. And then, how some of the platforms are talking about, this is why y'all chose the HBCU. No, we chose an HBCU because of how rich the tradition is. And here's another thing. If y'all hear somebody saying that, y'all speak against that, because here's the truth. They go, and we know whose they is. They come to HBCUs free of charge, and they not only use our amenities since we don't have them in their mind, and they just like to give example. I went to Southern University. A majority of them went to law school. Not only you going for free, but you went to law school for free. They go to Jackson State for free. They get all their degrees, and they don't sit up here and demise or look down on a doctorate no matter where it comes from. So to sit up here and allow somebody to talk down on an HBCU, they don't say that, they don't have that same energy when they walking across their stage. And if anybody hear anybody talking against the HBCU, tell them that they don't know what they talk about. And again, if it wasn't for that minority scholarship, a lot of them wouldn't have had an opportunity. And another thing is too, like I said, I wish that we can get an independent black-owned accounting or financial institution to go in different HBCUs and take care of this, because this is a mass thing. And I hope the biggest goal, the optimism of this whole situation is that this is a wake-up call to any HBCU that right. It is a rude awakening that all this that's been going on is just like the negativity that we know, like say for instance, the racism that's been existing forever, but now it's exposed because of social media. Social media and how this forward progression is going, you are being exposed to all your past transgressions. You got to get it in order, because you are affecting not only your own, but you're affecting the future as well. And like I said, we want all these 4- and 5-star recruits to not only come because what all we can offer, but what all you can gain. And so, like I said, I appreciate Mr. Ford. I appreciate you, Swag Buzz, and brilliant minds like you and Jerome and all these other people calling as well. I listen. And thank y'all. And like I said, I'm still gonna be rooting. Hopefully that we all, the 4 conferences of HBCUs combined and make a power 4, since they, after a while it won't be any conferences, and hopefully the HBCUs combine with all the 4 conferences and make a celebration bowl to be the national blank championship. But thank you for taking my call.
Thank you for the call. Ms. Ford, let me say this real quick. Hey y'all, we gotta get the likes up. We got over 300. We almost to 400 tonight. We got to get the likes up. Close the chat for 1 second. Close the chat. Hit the like button. Then open the chat again, and y'all can continue to come in and do whatever you want. The phone lines are open. 657-390-4814. Phone number 657-390-4814. The phone lines are open, so you can call in. All right, Mr. Ford. Did you
Yeah, let me say this. Let me just say this. Florida A&M is one of the top 100 universities in America, black or white. There are enough powerful minds on that campus to solve this problem. They don't need to reach out and get nobody up there. They can solve the problem. It's just that the leadership, they got to have a change at the top. They can't go another day with this man, Dr. Larry Robinson. It's got to be a change at the top. But let me tell you this, fam, you can solve this problem. There are brilliant people on that campus, but they listen. One of the things I heard Kofi say was that they had the National Alumni Meeting in Tallahassee, and he tried to tell them what was coming. He was a prophet. And they said that they ignored it, like it was, nobody wanted to deal with it. And now you have put the school up to be ridiculed. Like I said, I've told y'all over and over, one of the things the NCAA has always done, any chance they had to hurt a black university or a black university athletic program, they're going to do it. That's why we have to be in line. We have to obey all of the laws, all of the regulation. Anytime they see that there's a problem, they coming in to destroy it. I'm just telling you, there are enough brilliant minds on the campus of Florida A&M to solve this problem. This is ridiculous.
Right. Let me get this call in here. I think I know who this is. This might be Gabriel. What's going on, Kali Live? Talk to me.
What's going on, Buzz? What's going on, Mr. Ford?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. This is Gabriel again. Hey. So I guess I just wanted your opinion. So, I guess everybody know, they got 20 players that's ineligible. It's like, I think like 4 of them supposed to be back in a few weeks, and like the other 16, they possibly could be done for the year. So what you think this going to do to their, to their season? Because as of right now, they only have like 8 offensive linemen.
Well, let me
season over with.
The first thing we got to do is we have to secure Dr. Larry Robinson's resignation.
Yeah.
Then
right.
we can go, because I'm going to be honest with you. I've seen this before. I'm going to be honest with you. I believe once we get his resignation, in the next 5 or 6 days, many of them kids are going to be eligible. This is just the beginning of it, but I believe, now this is me, this is my personal opinion. I think that, like I said, the number one thing is we must secure his resignation. Once we get his resignation, I believe that once the paperwork is put in or redone, many of those kids are going to be eligible. Now, that's just me.
Yeah, and I agree with you, and I was telling Buzz earlier, I think they also, too, need to put together a staff for the compliance. You only have one person for the whole school.
That's ridiculous.
Whoever they can't do that by themselves.
If you go to most of your Power 5 schools and look at their compliance staff, the people are lawyers. They're lawyers.
Right.
And the compliance manual itself, that thing is between 1,500 to 2,000 pages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And for you to say that you had one person working on compliance, that's a fireable offense right there. That's why I'm using that word malfeasance. That's malfeasance.
Okay.
And that comes from the top.
Okay, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna get on this off of here. So now the word, I mean, but it's been rumored about him leaving once before, but the word is that this might be Willie Simmons' last year. Now, if this mess here continue on, like you say, don't get most of those kids back, and they have a jacked up season. You think he's going to be up out of there?
Well, let me just tell you a little about Willie Simmons' history. I know you know his mother was a FAMU graduate. Right. He has, on both sides of his family, I think on his mother's side, it was like 5 or 6 of them were FAMU graduates, and just as many on his dad's side. This is...
Thanks for the call, Gabriel.
Like I said, blood is thicker than water. FAMU, even though, we say that he went to Clemson and he went to the Citadel, FAMU is ingrained in Willie Simmons.
Yeah.
Personally, I really don't know. I don't think he will leave. I don't want him to leave. And because I know that, and SWAC Buzz will tell you this, I've been telling people there are Division I Power 5 schools looking at him and looking at him carefully as an offense coordinator and possibly as a head coach. But I'm hoping and praying that we can keep him at Florida A&M. I want him to be at Florida A&M. But if not, if he wants to leave, then I hope we can get him at another HBCU university.
All right, let me get the next caller. Also, God saw beginning and knows end. Appreciate the super chat. That's a really good thing to do for the channel. We definitely need the super chats if y'all can do it. Appreciate that. All right, hold on just a second. What's going on, Carly Live? Talk to me.
Oh, well, yeah, man. I want to say this to Mr. Ford. I agree with him about the president, but I also think let's do this just like a Trump administration. Get everybody down there as well, because you got your hands in it as well. Like I said, it should be some fines. Not only that, those people need to resign or be fired as well, because again, whoever was in there and he was holding it, and like I said, whoever athletically, or anybody, academically that was liable, and they find your hands are dirty on that, fire them all. Fire them all. Just don't fire the president. Fire them all. Get a clean house. And I mean at every HBCU. And another thing I was thinking about this as well, and Mr. Ford, comment on this after a while. I was always thinking about them, when I say them, HBCUs in general, starting because what set this really aside, besides obviously we know the racial dynamic, but as far as us, what we control, another thing that sets us aside from PWI is the donations or give back and boosters. So I was thinking as well, what we could do is after every game, they add either $5 or $10 to a ticket at your admission, and that goes to a building or some type of development on campus. Not only that, I would almost call it like a graduate pledge, where everybody starting that year when you implement it, everybody who graduates from that prestigious institution, you are basically in compliance with making sure you donate a certain amount of money back to the school in so many years. Whether it's like $1,000 something, but something where after 5 or 10 years you can give back to the university, where it's like contractually, if you get a degree from this university, you are liable to, because that's what the PWIs do. A lot of them got the money that they got not from what the land grants get them, it's from the booster and donation, because they come back and give so much to those schools and the university, and that's why you always see them buildings popping up. And the same can be us, especially in Jackson State with the biggest Memorial State. And they cut their crowd out. You do $5 or $10 per person extra to admission, and see how much stuff you can get added. You can have enough money for the stadium yourself.
Well,
and I'm just saying.
Well, I think what the universities need to really pay attention to is making sure that graduates get gainful employment once they leave the school. Really keep in contact with your alumni. Make sure they're getting gainful employment so they can be making money, and they can donate back to the school. Because if they're making a lot of money, they're gonna give back to their school, because most people love their school. This is where they became an adult at. They have memories. that they're gonna cherish forever at these institutions. So they're gonna love on their school and they're gonna do for their school if they have the positions to do it. You just can't send these guys off with these degrees, or these women and guys off with these degrees and not check in on them, not see about them, not try to get them gainful employment. So I think that's very important. But go ahead, Mr.
But see, I agree with that. I agree with that as well. But see, it can be both ends. And another way you checking in is by basically having a check. You checking in with a check. So meaning that like 5 or 10 years from now, you can give something back to your university because, like you said, our tradition in the HBCU stands alone. Most people, like I said, we come here for the tradition and the rich history that comes, and not only that, giving back, and you're being given to from your race. And so again, like I said, they do it, we can do it, because they're no different from us, you know. And we know for a fact this country, who it is, it was built from us and our inventions and our brilliant minds. And you know, and so again, I just feel like giving back in donations or setting up something where, you know, you implementing fundraising to some sort, we can get that ball rolling on that part. But thank you for taking my call.
All right, thank you for the call. Mr. Ford, what you got to say about that?
Well, I agree with him about we always need money, but what FAM needs right now is new leadership.
Yeah.
They need new leadership, okay? Because, see, when you have leadership that cares and loves the institution and loves the athletics department, these kind of things don't happen. I'm telling you, what has happened to FAMU today, this shows that the leadership of the institution, they don't care. They don't care. And that's why they need new leadership. Yes, we always need money. But right now, FAM is in need of new administrative leadership from the top to the bottom.
Somebody said what happened to the sound. Y'all can hear us, right? Yeah, I don't see any other comments. You may want to refresh your YouTube app if the sound is cut out. Yeah, Mr. Ford. This is I just hate it for those kids, man. When I just think about all that practicing, all the blood, sweat, and tears that you're giving in the off season, and then the day before the game. Understand, y'all, the day before the game.
NCAA, they do that purposely.
Wow.
They do that purposely. They wouldn't do that to a Power 5 school.
I couldn't imagine.
That's to let you know how they truly feel about us. That's why they would do it a day before the game. That's low down.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine.
That's low down. You can't tell me that they didn't know this a month ago. You can't tell me that.
Yeah,
but like I said, we can accomplish some of these problems that the people are talking about. But the number one thing right now is we've got to have a change at the top. They've got the alumni and the students have to demand his resignation tonight. They got to do this. We can't get around it. We cannot move forward until that is done. And then we can, like I said, I believe that once some of that paperwork is done next week, within that 5-day window, some of them kids are going to be eligible. I don't know if it's going to be all of them, but I believe that some of those kids are going to be eligible. But the number one thing now is we got to secure Dr. Larry Robinson's resignation tonight. We can't get around it. We cannot go forward with him as leader of this institution. We can't do it.
And so what do you think this is going to do for the OBC? Like, do you think this is going to negatively impact that game? Because I've seen some people talking about they want to sell their tickets now. They don't even want to go to the game.
Listen, there's a lot of people up here in Atlanta is upset, man. Because we had a lot of people going down there. They're not FAMU graduates. They're not Jackson State graduates. And that's what a lot of them were saying to me today was that, this evening is, I don't even want to go now. That was the basic thing. I don't even want to go now.
Yeah.
But the number one thing right now, SWAC, is we got to secure his resignation. We can't go any farther.
Yeah. Hopefully the FAMU alumni, they'll be getting on that tonight or trying to make some change. Because
it's do or die. Because see, this happened last year before the game. The same thing happened. But what's going to happen if they don't make a move? It's going to get worse. Next thing could be the school's accreditation.
Yeah.
You got to move on this now.
Well, I doubt that happened.
And I say this to all of you who love Florida A&M, this ain't no time to procrastinate. Now, you know, we got a problem as a people with procrastination. This ain't no time to procrastinate right now. This got to be done tonight.
Exactly.
This got to be done tonight at the latest Sunday.
Right. Y'all, the phone lines are open. Phone number 657-390-4814. If y'all want to call in, get your thoughts out what's going on in the SWAC. Y'all can call in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. It's important for y'all to hit the like button so we can get more people added to the stream. Make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if y'all haven't subscribed. And if you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell so you'll know when the next video drop. Start calling the young adults 18 and the over kids. Well, you know, people are gonna call them kids because, you know, we're much older. You know, when you're much older, you're gonna call somebody that young a kid. But we know they're adults. Let me get this next call. Hold on, y'all.
Well, to that guy right there, according to the science, they are kids because they don't do nothing original until they're like 23 or 24 years old.
All right. What's going on, Collie Live? Talk to me.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing?
All right. I just called it. Just checked in onto your live stream 30 seconds ago. Did you call it before they said the president needs to be fired or resign or something?
Well, that's Mr. Ford. He's on the line now. If you want to dispute what he's saying,
I thought I called. I heard him say the president needs to resign. I mean, why do the president need to resign?
He is responsible for the institution. It's just like a principal. When you're over high school or middle school or elementary school, anything that happens at the school, the principal is held responsible. For this to happen to Florida A&M, he's the number one person. He should be held responsible.
Okay. Now let's be. What was it? Why did the players get suspended? So I'm trying to understand it before I say give my opinion. Why?
Okay, they supposedly there were classes that were not taken. Some people were not moving toward a degree. There's several things involved.
Okay, but you got to remember, the same school they playing now got caught in the same thing a few years ago with those classes that was just they're giving the players African American studies and other classes.
Oh, that was North Carolina. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
They got caught up in the same thing. They was just putting players and stuff just to keep them eligible.
Yeah, that was Dean Smith. He initiated the program.
But you got to understand that's them though. When it's a HBCU, we can't get away with what they can get away with sometimes. So the whataboutisms ain't gonna work when it comes to Power 5 schools.
But I'm just saying, other schools.
Yeah,
like I'm from Alabama, and you can when they interview some of them players. I follow Alabama. Some of them guys barely can talk. They be stumbling and bumbling over their words. Like, ain't no way in hell this joker passed. Is eligible for 3 years.
But I understand.
Like he just
I understand what you're saying.
Things that Alabama could get away.
Yeah.
We can't get away with it.
They're not gonna wait till the last day. They're not gonna wait till the last minute to do it.
I'm saying they're better at hiding.
But they're not gonna wait till the day before. They're not gonna wait till the day before to let Alabama know they got 20 people ineligible. They're not gonna do that.
Yeah, University of Alabama is one of the NCAA's biggest money makers. They're not gonna do anything to hurt them. Like Georgia and them schools in the SEC, Ohio State, they're not gonna put them people on probation. That's where that money comes from. Like I told y'all before, Dr. Richard Lapachek said the NCAA is the biggest plantation in America.
Yeah,
they're not gonna do anything to hurt Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama. They're not gonna do that.
Well, yeah, those schools they gotta be caught with their hand in the cookie jar. Cause like what is it, over 10 years ago, I think the player was Ivor Means. They were trying to pay to get him to come to Alabama, but he wound up going to Kentucky. That's what got Alabama on probation, and he lost a bunch of scholarships at that time. It's probably been 15 years. I can't remember the exact date, but I remember the player. His name was Ivor Means, and they was trying to get him. They were trying to a whole bunch of under the table deals, and they got caught red-handed. They got him dead to right. They lost. That's right before Saban came. It was the shooter Joker. He was the coach at the time.
Okay. Well, thank you for thank you for the call, caller. Let me get this other person on. Oh, they hung up. The person that just hung up, you can call back. You can call back if y'all want to call in. Phone lines are open 657-390-4814.
God saw beginning and knows the end. Now, let me tell you something. The president at a black school, usually, like I remember when FAMU got rid of Ken Riley, their president went to Central State and he brought back Billy Joe. So when you're trying to say that the president has nothing to do with athletics, that's not true. Then you don't understand what happened at Grambling between Eddie Robinson and President Jones. I just gave you the example of all of this that's happening at Jackson State. That stuff started with President Hudson and A.D. Ashley Robinson.
Oh, my bad, Mr. Ford. What's going on, caller? Okay. You live? Talk to me.
Yeah, it's Coach Stewart calling up here in Maryland. I like to, I coach sometime, and I coached at Howard and some more stuff. I like to point out a few things. Number one, a lot of the callers are acting like we just finding out or somebody just reported that these students are ineligible today. I guarantee you that the coaching staff at Florida A&M has asked weeks before what is the progression of certain students. And they had a pretty good idea that a lot of them were on the borderline. And there was a good chance this was going to happen. So a lot of this is not really a surprise to them, but they were actually hoping that they may come through and do something. The other thing is that the NCAA hasn't made any ruling on whether these kids will be eligible or not. What has happened is that the school has told the coaching staff and the powers to be that if you play these people, they would probably be ineligible, and then we might then fall under a penalty. So to keep them getting penalized, they're saying we are not going to allow these students to play at this time until we can check. And that's why they can make the statement that some of these people probably after they check again will be eligible, and probably so. So this is a situation where a lot of people, like Mr. Ford has said, dropped the ball. But the school, they knew ahead of time that this was going to happen.
That's even worse, in my opinion. That's even worse than
it is worse.
Because you could have avoided this big story and all this backlash and news coverage and all this stuff if you would just came out and said earlier that, hey, we're having some players that may be questionable, and let people know ahead of time. For it to just hit one day and all these headlines and all this other crap, like that could have been avoided. Mr. Ford, you got something to say about
Mr. Ford is saying. That's what Mr. Ford is really alluding to. See, all up and down the line, there are people that haven't done their jobs and didn't speak out and didn't say anything. And the coaching staff were just hoping for the best. So that's where they really dropped the ball, is that they allowed it to come out here in this sensational situation. And the powers to be, they're going to really use this against Florida A&M.
Yes, they are.
Make sure y'all like the stream. Appreciate y'all tuning in. All right. Thank you for the call, James.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, SWAC.
Yeah.
Listen, Miss Body is on the line. I think I see Miss Body. That's her son. That's the quarterback at Texas Southern, right? Miss Body, is that you? I thought I saw her name come across.
No telling. Wyman.
Yeah, it says coach. No.
KJ says Malachi Wyman didn't practice with the team until he was compliant and eligible.
There you go.
Yeah.
That means they doing their job.
Yep.
There you go, right there. There you go.
The student athletes have to be held accountable also.
Miss Body's on there. How you doing, Miss Body? Can't wait to see Texas Southern.
So yeah, that's her. Y'all, the phone lines are open if y'all want to call in, 657-390-4814. I'll take a few more calls and then we'll shut it down tonight. Coach P Valley gave the SWAC exposure. All right. Yeah, Coach Prime invited P-Valley cast to homecoming, Jackson State homecoming. And they,
Yeah, I
a
saw
lot
that.
of people watch the show, so that did a lot for, the conference and getting the
Yeah,
school
I
name
saw
out
that
there.
too.
Johnny and LC Cole would give them boys fake names and change their jersey numbers and play them.
Yeah, I remember both. Johnny he went to Texas Southern. LC went to Nebraska. They were at Tennessee State, Alabama State. I think LC might have been at Stillman College. You remember Jacoby Jones? That was Johnny's product out of maybe Lane College. Jacoby Jones eventually, I think, wins a Super Bowl championship with Ray Lewis and that crew, the Baltimore Ravens, I believe.
Yeah. Will SWAC will be live after the games tomorrow. Yeah, I plan on I think I'm gonna do a live tomorrow after the game. It depends what I'm doing that day. But if I'm not busy, I'll do a live after the game. I'll let y'all know. I'll be putting out a notification to let y'all know I'm doing a live.
Okay, it says LC is defense coordinator. Oh, at Allen University. Okay.
Yeah, phone lines are open if y'all want to call in. I'll take a few more calls. 657-390-4814. Like I said, this is terrible news to me because I'm going to the OBC next week. I wanted to see a great game against Jackson State. I wanted FAMU to be at full strength against Jackson State because I wanted to see a good game. We're at an NFL stadium. This is like one of the most important SWAC games of the whole season, and for one team to not be ready is pretty much terrible, man. It's terrible, and I really hate it for both schools, because I know Jackson State fans, they want to be able to talk noise and say we beat y'all at full strength. Now, even if Jackson State blows them out by 50 or 60 points, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to feel the same because they didn't have their real team, so from a competitive standpoint, this is just terrible for all the institutions, and then for the SWAC we have all this momentum. We have everybody watching the SWAC. We have everybody knowing the schools. UAPB getting attention. I seen Sports Center. They had UAPB on a clip. So you getting all the schools is getting attention now, and we just can't have this bad publicity, man. So it's just really, really heartbreaking.
Hey, LJ said, Mr. Ford, who is going to win the game between Alabama State versus Howard? Listen, I think Howard should be favored, but I'm pulling for Alabama State because I'm a SWACer. But that now, let's be honest now. The MEAC kind of owns that MEAC SWAC challenge. They own that. They kind of beat us up regular, don't they, SWAC?
What do you say, Mr. Ford?
They don't the MEAC own us in that MEAC SWAC challenge? Don't they?
Oh yeah,
like 11-4.
Yeah, they've been winning a lot.
Yeah, they beat us up. Now they own us.
I want to touch on something, Laquan.
I'm pulling for Alabama State, but I would have to favor Howard because they in the MEAC, and the MEAC kind of whoops behind in that MEAC SWAC challenge.
I want to touch on something Laquan just said. She said, they said JSU wins the SWAC by default. See, you're gonna see a lot of that.
No.
You're gonna see a lot of that because of what just happened. You're gonna see a lot of people saying that, oh yeah, Jackson, that's a built-in excuse. That's the excuses. It's starting already. But let me get this next caller.
No, SWAC's gonna be live. It's gonna be an epic season.
Yeah. What's going on, caller? You live? Talk to me.
Yes, this is Derek Newman, Q-Mongers, Beta Theta 2000, Mississippi Valley State. Hey, I think the players should get some blame for this too. They should. If they can't keep their grades, that's what they come to school for, to keep their damn grades up. I don't think the president should be getting fired. Them players need to keep their damn grades up. They over 18 years old. They should know that their first responsibility is keep their damn grades up.
Well, I agree with you on that.
Speak on it.
Hey, their first priority to keep their damn grades up. A lot of concentration now is on the football game and not on the books.
Yeah.
Not on the books. So they need to get some type of blame for that too now. I don't think the president needs to be my fire. The AD need his ass whooped. He need to excuse my French, but that's the only way I know how to say it. The AD need his ass whooped because he should have some type of concern. The coach should be on the blame too because he should have some type of damn concern too. Now I know he got a lot of responsibility.
Yeah,
huh?
You're right. There's a lot of blame to go around.
I know he got a lot of responsibility to coach. But hey, them players need to get off their ass and do what they got to do to stay on campus. When I was in school, now I graduated in '98, but from Valley, Mississippi Valley State. But when I was in school,
who was your
say
coach?
that one more time.
Who was your coach? Who was the head coach? Was it Dorsey?
Shit, Valley had got a new coach every year because they were losing so much. I don't remember, brother.
Oh, okay.
They were losing every year. Shit, I don't think they won a game when I was there 4 years. But
you went to Valley or Prairie View? Which one?
Mississippi Valley State.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Mississippi Valley State, but I think they gonna whoop Jackson State ass this year though. But and I say it on record. But I blame the players. They over 18 years old. Their parents ain't got nothing to do with it. My opinion, not too many damn players get pacified. My wife teaches school every day. She tells me how much they get pacified. They don't know how to write no papers. They don't know how to do shit. So that's the problem.
Let's try to keep the cursing out. Let's try to keep the cursing out. Let's try not to curse.
All right,
on the stream.
All right, now I'm gonna try to be a Baptist preacher. Let me calm down. I drink a little water. But they don't know how to do nothing. So, let that be the first priority. The books, man. If they don't do the books, they can't do nothing. That's all they got to do but keep a C average. If they can't keep a C average, that's a problem. Being an agricultural and mechanical university too. Woo!
Yeah, you speaking.
See y'all later. Thank you for the phone call.
All right,
okay, have a good night.
All right.
All right. Oh man, that was a good call. Let me get the next call. What's going on? Call you live. Talk to me.
Sweat, man. I thought, man, you dropped the ball, man. I thought you were gonna ask him, man, what he sipping on, Seagram? Look, man. I know who I want to hang out with. He sounds like he owns a church somewhere, man. He is Sister Pastor on Sunday. We know who we hanging out with the tailgate. Right. God, Sweat, I thought you were gonna ask him, man. That's what we need. We don't go to the Orange Blossom. We need to hang out with him. Please call him back. He got a gold tooth on the side. Please ask him that. All right, man.
All right, appreciate the call. All right, let me get the next person. What's going on? Call you live. Talk to me.
Hey, how you doing, man?
Doing great.
Hey, this is Jason Guyton. I actually went to Howard University. I competed for Dr. Paul Cotton on the HBCU wrestling team back in the 90s.
Okay.
I'm getting ready to be inducted into the Howard University Hall of Fame in September.
Okay.
So I got Howard picked number 1 to win. HU,
Okay.
My comment is that I think that we're getting a lot of notoriety because of Dion and a lot of things that are occurring right now. You got a lot of money coming to both the SWAC and the MEAC now because they're seeing the potential. Howard just completed that Jordan deal, which is a big one.
Right.
Jordan benefit. But one of the saddest things that I saw today as I was doing research on this situation, this isn't just a situation at FAMU. So I want that to be loud and clear. This is a wake-up call to every institution. Whether you're MEAC or whether you're SWAC, that we got to really get our stuff together with our young people, with the schools. When we have a pep assembly that's packed to capacity, and we have players that are ineligible, our priorities are jacked up.
Right.
So rather than point the finger, because I'm not pointing the finger at FAMU because it's probably too many to list as far as where the balls got dropped. And it needs to be repeated. FAMU does not have an AD, correct?
Right, he's interim.
Yeah.
So that's an issue right there.
Right.
My prayer is that from Little League, high school up, and we understand what a lot of households look like right now, we've got to find a way that these HBCUs to get these students, to get them on a track, to kind of take it back in the day a little bit, because there's a lot of distractions, especially on these campuses now, as it has always been, to get these kids back in the classroom and with people that can help them where they belong.
Right.
If we do not, we will see much more reports of this, and we will see the losses of revenue that support it. And I don't want to see that for the MEAC or for the SWAC. And that'd be my comment tonight as far as...
Well, let me ask you this. Listen, next time y'all take somebody to the Meadowlands like you take in Morehouse, get somebody, get a team on your left, or get an FCS school. Bring a SWAC school instead of Morehouse, yeah?
Now, you know, a lot of that is because they got to look good right now with that new Jordan brand. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
So,
I was just saying now, if you're going to go back to the Meadowlands, and I love that, you're going up to the stadium that houses the Jets and the Giants, but instead of Morehouse, how about bringing Southern, Jackson, or Alabama A&M? You know, somebody's going to give you a good game.
What's funny is right now I live in Huntsville. So I live in the Alabama. I live in the Alabama A&M coverage. I went to the Jackson State game last year, which even though it was a blowout, that was the most beautiful thing I ever saw. That stadium packed out to capacity like that. No fights, no problems. Everybody was just loving SWAC football. That was an amazing experience for me. I was glad.
So are you an engineer?
Huh?
Are you an engineer?
No, I'm actually a financial advisor.
Okay, all right. Okay, I know that Huntsville is known for all of them engineers up there.
Thank you for the call. I think we got Coach Pep calling in. Let me get Coach Pep on. Hold on just a second. What's going on, Callie Live? Talk to me. What's going on, Callie Live? Talk to me.
Mr. Ford, Jacoby Jones is a wide receiver coach for Alabama State now.
Right,
but,
that's right.
Yeah. I wanted to know how you had these teams ranked. I had South Carolina State, Jackson State, North Carolina A&T, and Alcorn in my top 4. The top 5 would have been Southern.
So wait a minute, was FAMU in your top 5?
No.
You didn't have FAMU in your top 5?
I didn't have 5. I didn't have Florida A&M in there because they haven't won the championship since 2001, and they hadn't won the MEAC no time.
I thought Billy Joe won the MEAC. Ken Riley won it.
Thank you for the call, Coach.
No, since 2001.
Oh, 2001. Okay, because Billy Joe left in 2003. Now,
Thank you for the call, Coach Pep. I want to get to the next caller.
Bethune one year.
What'd you say, Mr. Ford?
I thought that Joe Taylor tied for the MEAC championship with Bethune one year. I need to go back and look that up.
Oh,
well, I thought they didn't go to the playoffs, but he did tie. That was maybe a 2-way or 3-way tie while Joe Taylor was at Florida A&M.
Caller that just hung up, you could call back. Hold on, Ms. Ford. Let me let them know.
Okay.
So the phone lines are open, y'all. If y'all want to call in, 657-390-4814. I'll take a couple more calls. 657-390-4814. You want to get your thoughts out on what's going on with FAMU, what you think about the season. Are you hyped for the season? Let us know. You can call in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Let's see if we can get to 300 likes tonight. We can do that. That'll be great. Well, go ahead, Ms. Ford.
Yeah, I still believe that this is going to be an epic season. I just truly believe that FAMU can't go any farther until that change is made at the top. And I do believe that once paperwork is resubmitted, I think some of those players are going to be eligible. I think a number of those players will be eligible. And that's me, but I just think that some of them will be eligible.
Okay, let me get this other call. Hold on just a second. What's going on, Carly Live? Talk to me.
What's going on, bro? All right, so I want to talk about this FAMU situation. It's a bit embarrassing. All right, so because I'm trying to read up on the articles that was leaked with the information, and they were saying that it was compliance because of academics and transfer. All right, so as far as the academics, I'm interested in see what the coaching staff or what they set aside for the academic support team, because as a former athlete, we always had an academic support team and like mandatory study halls. So
right.
if you didn't have a certain GPA, then you got to be in study hall, and like all freshmen or whatever had to be in study hall. So and for the guys who transferred in, if there was not an appropriate what's to say
academic standing
major, yeah, if there wasn't an appropriate major or in proper progress, then that falls on the compliance team, the NCAA compliance team and the administration. So that's two failures, and those things that have to be corrected in order for us to move forward. Like we had people that went to our classes to make sure that we was in class, where we had to sit in the front two rows of class. Right?
What's your undergraduate?
My undergrad was in actually athletic coaching.
No, I'm saying what school did you attend?
WVU.
WVU?
Yes, sir.
West Virginia.
Now, who was your head coach?
Rodriguez.
Oh yeah, Rich. Okay, so you didn't play with Slayton and them, did you? Did you play with Slayton and the kid that was the quarterback coach down at Alabama State? What's his name?
Yeah.
He was out at Alcorn.
Pat. He coaching
in the league now, isn't he?
Not a good academic standing.
Yeah. So you were on WVU's team with them?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you was on a 5 team. Didn't y'all beat Georgia in the Sugar Bowl one year?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I remember you on some good teams. Listen, at that time, Rich was the one of the hottest coaches at a kind of a smaller school. Now, Rich is down in Alabama now. He's at Jacksonville State.
Yeah, I thought that was. That's Florida, ain't it? I thought that was Florida, but okay.
Yeah. But Carly, you got anything else to add before we before you go?
No, the thing, yes, sir. I mean, the thing I was getting at is like where are these checks and balances that we have in the institution? Like where's the do they have an academic support team? Do they have people checking classes? Is they have somebody that's reviewing these situations to ensure that the kids or the young men are being developed academically? I don't know if they have these things or they have these processes.
They might be understaffed, but yeah, that's definitely important for them to have people like that, because you got to understand these are young people. They're gonna slack. You have to keep them focused on the main thing, which is getting their degree. So they definitely need people like that. So I'm not privy to how many people FAMU have like that, but I know these Power 5 schools definitely have people like that. I know Mississippi State, they got people that go to clubs with the players. They actually follow these players to the club, make sure they don't get too drunk, make sure they don't get no fights and stuff like that. I've been out, I've visited some guys that I knew from Mississippi State, and we went out to a bar and they had these guys from Mississippi State with them, traveling with them to make sure they ain't get in trouble.
At
So
1 o'clock.
Yeah.
At 1 o'clock, somebody go show up at the club and it's time to go.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I appreciate. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the thing that I wanted to do, was trying to get at is the accountability for the guys. So you got the accountability in that academic support team situation, and in the compliance and with the transfers. The people in the compliance office should have known. They should have ensured that these people were in conjunction with the academic team, ensure that the students who were incoming were in appropriate majors, so that they can to ensure that they're eligible. So that's a drop ball in administration for those who had transferred in and are eligible. So I don't know who's responsible for that. Those who are responsible for that should be held accountable.
Yeah, I definitely agree. All right.
I also posted one more thing, and I'll get out the way.
Go ahead.
One more thing that I saw that was on the in my brief research while I was listening to you, and I looked on the NCAA site, is that they have an opening for the compliance manager for the site that was posted as of August 15th. So there's a vacancy in that position. So in that gap, this fell through, but somebody caught it in time. Right in time, not to affect the overall organization, the cause maybe NCAA penalty or whatever.
All right.
It's a big hole.
All right. Thank you for the call. Thank you for the call. All right, Mr. Ford, you wanna close us out?
I was gonna tell you your story you told about Mississippi State. The story I heard about it was when the prospects and their parents would come to Starksville, Jackie Sherrill would give the parents like $1,500 to $2,000 to go gamble with. Right. That's the kind of program Jackie was running down there at Mississippi State. But I just want to say once again, guys, now this is Mr. Ford talking. FAM can't go any farther until they make a change at the top, and then we'll start from there. I don't do that planning for years. I'm a day by day guy, and I feel that the first thing is we got to make a change at the top. We got to demand Dr. Larry Robinson's resignation. We got to demand it. That's first and foremost. Once we get his resignation, then we'll resubmit the paperwork, and then let's see who get eligible. But the number one thing right now, day to day, is Dr. Larry Robinson has to resign.
I agree wholeheartedly. Well, thank you, Mr. Ford. You're always welcome to call in on the show.
Thank you so much, and y'all have a good night, okay?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ford.
Bye-bye.
All right, y'all. It was another show. We did an impromptu show tonight. But appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all hit that like button. How many likes did we get to tonight? Did we get to 300? Let's see. How far did we get tonight? Got a 267. We was 33 away. 33 likes away. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all tuning in to the platform. Appreciate y'all liking. I appreciate the super chats. Also, Diamond. Shout out to Diamond for the super chat. I didn't forget. But yeah, I may be going live tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'll let you all know. I'll put out a post and let you all know if I'm going live tomorrow after the game. But yeah, man, we got 2 games tomorrow. Well, we got the SWAC MEAC Challenge tomorrow, and we got the FAMU versus UNC tomorrow. So definitely still watch the game, support those guys. Hopefully they can make it competitive. Hopefully they can perform well. But we'll see, man. But appreciate y'all tuning in. Like I said, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you'll know when the next video drop. And I'm going to see you guys on the next one. I'm gone.